The Tape Never Lies Network. Starts now.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Yeah, you look at the tape. So as a coach, your resume is the tape.
Loses the football. Strip sack and
Bears our live. Bears our live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Talk in the smartest man alive. Yo. Bears our live.
Son of a bitch, you better block.
Bears our live. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Talk and the smartest man alive. Rant up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil delivering that range within with facts my show. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try that coffee, but a bucket's not sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with Draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. True to fundamentals, never gimmicks and tricks. Guess we're moving Soldier Field up to Arlington Heights. Mill out Cotton Bucks while the mayor big fights. Our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time, just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion on what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame show, expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
but don't you worry.
Bears Our Live.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go
Let him sit his ass there again. I don't think we're that much worse.
The myth, the
rant legend,
Bears our life.
Dr. Phil
Bears our life.
This is football, baby. Culture is the problem. Let's get on little things.
Bears our life. Bears our
Son of a bitch, you better
Bears
block.
our life.
That's what happens.
Go
That's when
on
you have a real
right
victory.
after Bears
And let's
games
get it
with
on.
your boys Draft Talk and the smartest.
Give me some fucking names.
This is Bears Hour Live.
Welcome to BHL. The Bears, as we know them, are back officially today. That was a rough one. 30-6. They go to Baltimore. Obviously depleted on the defensive side of the ball. Brings about so many questions. Nobody played well today. I don't think anybody coached well today. Mr. Armstrong, special teams coach, he would be relieved of duties if I was running anything there. Not a lot of positives to take out of today's game. Bears take one on the chin. Lose to a backup quarterback in Snoop Huntley that a lot of people were laughing about, but we're used to that in Chicago. Everybody remembers the Brock Osweiler games versus Chicago. Get a little bit more of that today as the Bears fall 30-16, lose their 4-game winning streak. Let me go bring out my guy, DDP. I'm sure the chat is going to be ripe with experts coming in, all the quarterback gurus.
All of them.
Looking to blame Caleb Williams and Caleb Williams only, but as we know, as we've said, there's a lot of blame to go around, Caleb included. Everybody's got to play better.
Yeah. I guess that's where I start. The reality of truth in football is when you find your identity, you're supposed to go with your identity. And to see the first quarter, a lot of boot action games, that's bringing it down the field into the red zone, even into the 5-yard line, and your play calling and your choices are questionable. As I look at this game, I just honestly want to ask you fans to be honest. Did you see a fire or a passion anywhere? On special teams, the run game, the defense, the quarterback, anybody? Just don't see it. I know a lot of you want to run in here and blame one person. I'm just not stupid. So I don't do that as a coach. I know the only person that really deserves some blame and criticism is the coach. You got away from your identity, running the goddamn ball. And it showed on a team. Your defense played like trash. And the penalties that continue to showcase itself as a reflection of the coach. So winning could kind of mask a lot of problems, but the penalties continue to reign. Now, I know the officials sucked, and it was the offensive pass interference not called there is the game. Gotta be called. It's hilarious that it would have been called if it was Chicago. And that's where my truth and honesty there lies. It's just so infuriating and frustrating to allow officials to control the outcome of football games. That's why as a head coach, you really try to get into these situational positions where you're going to not get yourself into trouble. I thought Ben really lacked any kind of understand or command today of running the football first and really setting the tone on the day. It started out so well because they were, planning to stop the run. And then that's where all the boots and action go along with. But this is a team that drafted a tight end first overall, and he fucking is average at best. I don't understand how we can just sit here and just overlook that. And your left tackle, Theo Benedict, is learning the game and kind of struggling, and you don't help him out. And your quarterback is having to evade free runs constantly. Yet we're going to have the likes of Ninos and his ball gang, his gang called Balls, all come in here and with an agenda to blame Caleb. And it's just a sad day, really, because what you have is an opportunity in front of you. And your defense was atrocious today. Now, you can blame it on all these backups in the secondary, or you can understand that there was no passion. There was no aggressiveness. And even on that replay with Oz, Shane, fucking helmet to helmet, 15, 16, 17 replays, and no one is mentioning it. That should have been a flag. It wasn't called. The shot to Caleb late isn't called. Caleb's got to be better. We all understand that. Terrible, fucking atrocious interception there. But honestly, I'm looking at the route and I don't like the effort of the route with Adunze. And that's the third time in this game alone that I got to question Adunze's route ability. One play, he fucking runs a tremendous route. The next play, he jogs and doesn't run through a route. These things got to get cleaned up and held accountable to the same level that people want to be. And then at the end, the quarterback sneak, he's in the end zone. I don't know what the fuck the ref and why it's even called. Like, think about it. Like, as a coach, you're against the clock with no timeouts, but you're going to do quarterback sneak? It's just a terrible call, man. It just really is. Overall, this game was one with which, from the beginning, it felt like there was no fire in it. There just wasn't. And I just look at this whole team as a whole, the defense, the offense, the special team, all of it was horrible today. I don't think you as a fan can just point the finger at the quarterback. In fact, I would put less, as a coach watching this game, I'm putting less indictment on the quarterback. I'll put my name to it than I am the rest, the defense, the performance, the lack of tackling, how do you fucking line up a yard and a half offsides? I mean, it's over and over. You find new ways to be bad. Yet, we're going to fucking do this with Petey. We're going to fucking pick on Caleb. It's just a fucking travesty that you go and have a professional football team show up and play like that. From the missed field goal to the kick return yards that you gave up. I mean, we had to have Travis Homer, I'm telling you. Then Luther Burden apparently got concussed in the game. It's just all around. Sorry. All around, this game was lost. How you want to fucking point a finger is up to you. I'm not destroying the quarterback on this one again. I'm looking at it with complete truth. The tape is going to show me the interception. From first watch, I was like, terrible fucking throw, terrible decision. Then on the replay, Odunze, you can't let someone undercut you if you're running a route correctly. So that gives me pause. They didn't give me a third replay, so I only can go by that. So I'll fucking watch the tape and tell you exactly. But I'm not going to go bury Caleb for that. When you look at the whole structure of what he was able to do today with the free runs constant. I just don't like what Ben brought to the table today. And when you're playing that lackadaisical with no passion, and then you add the officiating, Shane, you get into a fucking position where your whole team just kowtows and drags their ass, and that's the kind of performance that you get. And unfortunately, that's what we saw today, Shane.
Yeah, no, dude, there's not a lot of praise to go around. I don't think anybody was locked in, prepared to play. That includes every man, 1 through 53 or 1 through 46, however you want to phrase it. It's sad, man. 4-2. Listen, you should have went into Baltimore in the way that the game started, but the Bears resorted back to what the Bears always do. And you say what you want about Caleb Williams, the first third down to Rome Odunze when they're down in the red zone, they have to settle for a field goal. That's 100% on Rome Odunze, and you'll see that come out this week.
Yep.
When people start breaking down tape, and when we get into it, Rome throttled down on his route. Caleb's throwing to a spot. You can't take plays off like that. You can't. If you're not going 100%, get off the field. They'll put somebody else in there who's supposed to be where they're supposed to be. Now, with that being said, did Caleb play good? No, I don't think he played good. Again, you can see it when he ramps everything up and when he's tapping his feet. I understand there's going to be some of that, but when you can see when he's getting his internal clock. Yeah,
he's to Odunze on this. Odunze's got to fucking catch it, JJ. Shut the fuck up.
But we've seen over and over, Phil. It's
like right in his chest with two hands under it, and it bounces off him like fucking a pass to
Rome's contested catch rate is 78th in the NFL. Last year, at the end of the year, he was third. He's at 78.
Any fucking kid makes the fucking catch. You catch with your eyes. He let it go, thinking he was going to easy catch it with his chest. And that's the fucking problem. It's pathetic. And I don't give a fuck. 90% of the chat is roasting Williams. Because 90% of fucking people are playing fantasy football in stats.
Well, Phil, we know how this goes. Like I said,
wait till the tape comes out.
We called it last week.
I don't accept your fucking apology now. Go fuck yourself. You want to go just bury people?
Well, that's what I put. Spaceman Cometh, who's in our chat, was just saying, at some point you guys got to say more than Caleb needs to play better. And I said to him on X, I'm like, listen, there's a ton of blame with everybody. You got to learn fucking football. Learn the game. You're looking for one guy to blame. I'm not just looking for one guy to blame, and don't patronize me saying I need to learn the game. No, you're coming into that blaming it on everything on Caleb. It's like Ninos is back today. Is anybody fucking shocked? Is anybody shocked other than Ninos? Ninos probably rubbing one out in the bathroom right now. That's fine. It's not changing what we do here. It's not. Start your own pod. Here's the coach already. Good, better, best.
Paul on Tooney was abysmal.
Through the end of that one,
I agree.
Dom Robinson had an ankle. Shamar Turner had a knee. Luther Burden had a concussion. And then
the whole rookie class is out.
Taking a look at his knee right there. So
we go.
that's what we got for injuries in terms
guys.
of the game. Give Baltimore a lot of credit. They came out and they played a physical brand of football.
You went away from your identity.
They were hungry. They were determined, and
you weren't.
Truth be told, I expected a little bit more out of our squad to counter that on up. So we fell short.
One
it's our first game in a while,
really
all season, that we didn't have a takeaway. And so when that happens, you really got to play a clean game, and we didn't. We're double digits in penalties once again.
Middle of the third quarter. And he has 5 carries.
Couldn't quite get off the field as often.
Coaching negligence. I'm sorry.
Had some good drives.
How is DJ Moore getting run?
Wise, they did a nice job.
Fucking pathetic.
Controlling the game, and like I said,
that's
we
got to be a question. How?
Our guys, we're gonna get this thing cleaned up. I know they understand how important it is that we play cleaner as a
no
team,
defensive lineman.
each
Ryan
phase,
Poles will bring up
what we did
5
today. And
defensive backs
that'll be
this
our
week.
mission here this week. Go ahead and open it up.
And offensively, with the inconsistency, what's most urgent to you right now in getting that side of the ball humming a little bit better?
Yeah, I think you see flashes of some explosive plays and some really good things happen. But the penalties to me is what stands out first and foremost. We still have some of the pre-snap issues. There's occasional not getting lined up quite right. There's occasional not getting the motion quite right, and so that stuff adds up and it hurts us. We get away with it occasionally, but it's just not the way you win in this league. And so
don't you understand?
I really put it on the leaders there in that locker room.
Gotta have that tight end though, Shane.
Get this ship going the right direction.
There
in
you
that
go.
regard. Us coaches, we've been running that now for a while. We haven't gotten the results we wanted, so it's on the leaders here on this team to get us right.
You at the end of the first half with the
any tight end in the NFL,
you guys had to kind of scramble to get the kickoff there.
Yeah, I thought we had a chance there for points before half.
I want to be
we
wrong.
Had good opportunity to do that, and the intentional grounding certainly didn't help. And so now we're in a position third and long with no timeouts, where we know if it's a clock running and we're short of the line of game, that we'll need to get our hurricane unit out there, our field goal.
Any other fucking team does not get that call.
That was nice, but that's a really long field goal, and so it's a low percentage deal, something that we would like to avoid. So that intentional grounding certainly hurt us.
Did the Ravens and Huntley do anything that you might not have expected, or did they just do it well and it was tough to defend?
Yeah, I thought Coach Monken always does a great job just schematically mixing things up, and like I said before, they play a physical brand of football, and so that showed up. That offensive line.
How many free rushers? How many free blitzers?
I thought our defensive line. It was quite a battle there throughout the game. We
can all sit here and bury the quarterback. You've never fucking played quarterback in your life. He runs at you. He's evading it.
Hurt us with both his arm and his legs.
People are dropping the ball.
Get some big ones on the ground. And
these things matter.
Accurate balls
and then
there
you got
in
the
the air.
referee
So,
on top of
I
it.
think at one point he was like
just
12 or 13 or something like that coming out of halftime.
There's no understanding
he
at all.
really well, and we didn't do enough to affect him.
Then what was your vantage point on the interception that Caleb threw there?
Yeah, I didn't quite see it. I'll have to check it out on film just one more time.
Wait, the
just
coach
in my
who's on the
mind,
field didn't see it
there
well
might have been
enough?
another option that we could have gotten to.
Any sense of what happened on the last 3 plays of the game? Obviously, you get down there, it's a desperate situation, but you've got a completion short of the goal line, a quarterback sneak, and then a 4th down play.
Yeah, I don't like my call on the quarterback sneak. I could have gotten to something better there.
Thanks.
But yeah, I mean, we have
But
plays
he
set
did
up to
score.
go tempo down there.
Telling you right now, he did get
I
a
probably
call.
didn't do a good enough job.
This is a great comment by
Did the
Kelvin.
participation
I
saga
agree
with
with
Lamar Jackson, what was your reaction to that both
Actually,
yesterday
a great
and as it
comment.
unfolded?
Yeah, we always prepare for. Like I said earlier in the week, we were preparing for Lamar, and then when we found out that he wasn't playing, then we get ready for the next guy.
Kyler went on IR yesterday. What exactly happened with him throughout the week, and how long term is this for him?
Yeah, we're hoping it's going to be of the short
he
term
didn't
variety,
suck.
so we should be able to get him back.
He just
but
didn't
it's another
suck.
soft tissue injury that
The
we're dealing with.
interception sucked, right? For the field, that's. But your quarterback did not. If you're using the term suck,
Frontman Ben Johnson.
I've seen suck. That ain't fucking suck today. That's a guy trying to help his fucking team win by himself. That's what it is.
We've definitely, I mean, if you're a Bears fan and you're in this chat, you've seen
What fucking sucked looks like. That doesn't, if you think Caleb sucked, he's terrible, then you fucking are lost. And I'm not, I just call it as I see it. You know what sucked today? The defense, the play call.
The defense, listen, you got to give the defense credit for how, listen, you're without 3 of your starters in your secondary. I get it. Your general manager has went away from the trenches in a big, big way. We knew that it was an issue game 1, and he's still done nothing to add to it. Nothing. Are you shocked that Shamar Turner is injured again when he's got a steel rod in his leg? No, we're not. Dom Robb, best offseason of anybody, right? Everybody was excited when Montez Sweat got a sack in the beginning, in the beginning of the game. Where was he for the next 3.5 quarters? It's an issue. And Ryan Poles, for whatever reason, you got to throw Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen in here. Dio Adengbo, we know what that is. We see it. They're not bringing in bodies. They're not. Like you said, you have an identity. You figured out what it was. You saw Swift figure it out. You go away from it. So is he hurt? Monangai. You go away from it. None of it makes sense.
JJ did do a good job seeing if he fucking hits the outside hole, he's going into the fucking secondary. He missed that when they were backed up in their own end zone.
Yeah.
All he has to do is hit C gap and he's fucking in the secondary, maybe running a race. He fucking missed it. But I mean, this team did not look good.
No,
that's the fucking problem. That's why when you sit there and blame the quarterback, when the whole team looks like they're shit in their underwear playing out there and it's burning their asses. That's what it looked like. We fucking weren't prepared. They weren't the more mature team, the 4-2 team with everything going positive. They looked like they played down. Their energy was low. And the reality of that takes its toll. Fucking Adunze's got to make these fucking catches. He totally slows down on that first red zone appearance. That's a fucking big ass first down.
3rd and 7.
Then again, he's scrambling out the pocket. He's going to hit Adunze. It's right in his fucking hands, bro. Got to catch it. Got to make these plays, especially when your whole team is playing in quicksand like that.
Just let me repeat this because everybody keeps on asking. Luther Burden left the game with a concussion. That's
And
yes.
here's another fucking dumbass. You're putting Devin Duvernay in over a die. Walker. Like
Jade, yeah.
Jade Walker should be in the game. Duvernay sits on a whip at the 1. Are you fucking nuts? Like, you're supposed to be in the end zone, jackass. Your route needs to be in the end zone.
Yeah, and guys, Austin Booker's not playing because he's not on the roster. He hasn't been activated from IR. So there's obviously something going on there because he was full and then the Bears are pulling him off. So he can't play. They have not activated him.
What wide open TD did Caleb miss here?
Everybody's saying that's I have about 14 DMs about how egregious the overthrow to Duvernay was in the corner of the end zone on the deep ball.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, it is Phil.
Duvernay. Yeah. Okay. Devin Duvernay running routes is a sin. He shouldn't even be on the fucking team. I know he had the best return of the fucking season today, but he's awful. And this whole team looked like they were just going through the motions. I just don't know what to tell you. Everything about this game. And then just the play calling, the bubble screens. It's just over and over. Like, you don't. The mic drop is 4 carries into the third quarter for Swift. Here's the guy that we left last week talking about the identity of your football team going forward. All of us were down on DeAndre Swift coming into this season. And then to see how he's been running the last few weeks, it's been clear that's the path. Today, he runs hard at the fucking goal line. It scores. But you're only giving him, you gave DJ Moore 2 carries? For what? There's no discipline. There's just not. And the refs, I'm sorry, you have to take them into the equation of a game. I know some of you keyboard tough guys, you blog boys, don't think, I hate to bring the refs in. Stop, you guys. That is the most egregious non-call in the biggest play of the game, where Hopkins grabs his fucking face mask with his left hand,
pushed out,
pulls him away.
Yeah.
There's no way for him to make the play. It's offensive pass interference all day, every day, the easiest call. That's the game. That's the game on the line right there. And they don't make the call. Now, mind you, this is an officiating group that has called more penalties than anyone, and they don't make that call. Is that a conspiracy? No. It's fucking pathetic, and it draws my ire. Like, do I even want to watch this shit? It's not officiated. Tooney didn't even fucking move. The team made the call. And the second time they tried to do it again, Caleb finally fucking snaps it, and they're offsides, complaining, and yet there's no flag on them at the goal line. There's so many errors in football acumen by this football team.
I just question, Phil, you know, we heard that it was going to be a big part of the offense, and again, to go back to the same point that we've tried to make a million times. All right, so the draft is over. That's done with. It is what it is. Where is your usage with the tight ends down in the red zone? That's all we heard about was the mismatches that were going to be created. Where's the slant passes? that we've been screaming for years with the personnel that you have that you can run slants with. There's so much. Everybody, Caleb included, I get it. Everybody needs to be better. Everybody that has an issue with QB1 wants, like somebody in the chat just said, I just want to see one big game from Caleb. Well, you haven't seen one?
You've seen plenty.
I mean,
he was the player of the week against Dallas.
It's moving the fucking goal. It's the Ninos move. Move fucking goalposts. Move goalposts. Move goalposts. It's craziness. Phil, you're saying that wasn't a bad interception? No, Phil said it was horrible. He said that live on air. He called it a horrible interception. He said it. Now you're just picking and choosing what you want to hear.
But I also said, to be fair to the tape, on the replay, Odunze is not running the route correctly. He allows someone to undercut him. That tells me you didn't sprint the anticipation route there. But I got to see the tape because I only have that one replay angle of it. And I will draw it up so you understand it completely. And those of you that are keyboard tough guys and you don't have a Tape Never Lies patron account, go to the tapeneverlies.com and we'll show you the tape for truth. And then you can hate anything. It's right there on tape. So when I come away week on week and week after week showing this truth, that's why I know, okay, this guy's jogging his routes. This guy's not finishing. This guy has a throw over the shoulder right to him, and he starts trotting as he's bending his fade and bouncing the fade. Can't do that. When a quarterback's throwing anticipation, it's anticipating you sprinting, not jogging. So what it looks like is a highlight on ESPN and for everybody to fucking troll and come. But then when you actually know what the fuck you're talking about, like I do, and I show it for what it truly is, then you can fucking sit your ass in the corner and shut your fucking mouth. That's it. That's it. When I show you the interior of the offensive line and your center getting fucking blown up and free runs at the quarterback so he can't set his feet and he's getting out of the fucking pocket, giving you a shot. Otherwise, it would be fucking 100 times worse. Then you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But when you got a rookie head coach getting fucking dunked on by a veteran head coach, then you know there's a problem. Here's Caleb.
I mean, we could have been up 14 in those first two drives we had, I think it was, or first 2 out of 3 or whatever the case may have been, and that would have created a bunch of momentum for us, and I think that's how it's been a good amount of the year, especially these past 2 games, been in the red zone a bunch, and not necessarily being able to punch it in the high red and things like that. So I think that's the 2 main things that we got to fix.
Ryan Green,
the guys jumping off sides, and
awards to the chat.
Those type of things.
Smart guy awards. Stupidest dude in the chat award.
I'll we'll get that fixed and be able to move on from those, and then we just got to execute the plays.
Brian Green.
What's your read on the interception?
Yeah, it was a good read. Rome man-to-man with the guy that caught the pick, and I just didn't give a good ball to Rome.
There at the end, you get hit on the deep ball to DJ. First of all, you okay?
Yeah, no, we're all good.
Second one, I mean, and then the series where
no one talking about how amazing that throw was, Shay. Getting fucking nollywop with no roughing the passer called, throwing it to DJ Moore.
I think just punching it in that situation, and then right there at the end, it was just me and DJ not being on the same page. I think it was 0. I think I saw. I haven't gone back and watched it yet, but 0 was sitting. Obviously, he was sitting a little bit lower on the front part of the goal line, but I still saw space to the right of him. So I tried to get DJ to try to throw it there, and I think it's just a miscommunication in that situation.
Do you think that that end of the first half drive could have been managed better? I mean, I know there was an intentional grounding, which probably was debatable, and then there were some passes or some completions inbounds. What was your kind of summation of the whole thing?
Yeah, we had 2 timeouts. The intentional grounding just wasn't on the same page with Loveland. I was throwing him breaking out. It was a choice route, so this isn't anything about Loveland and anything like that. We just weren't on the same page. It's a choice route. He has a couple different options to break in, sit, or break out, and things like that. And just wasn't on the same page, and that comes with reps and things like that. So I think that's what it comes down to. I could have gotten out of bounds. Also, if we want to talk about managing and things like that, that's a part of it. Is that I could have got out of bounds in that long run. To save that
Still think
second
Kyle
time
Hamilton
out,
gets him.
But that didn't
Yeah,
happen.
the
So,
angle on him.
He would have got hammered too.
Connecting. I think it comes down to being on the same page and just executing the plays that are called.
Did you just decide in that moment that you could get more yards? Didn't you go out of bounds?
Yeah, I thought I could get more if I didn't go out, and I ended up sliding and got up and around midfield.
What's the goal there on that last play in the first half where you obviously have no timeouts left, you're trying to set up a hurricane field goal?
The idea of the last play?
Just, what are your options there?
When I was throwing, or what are you saying? Yeah.
How many catches
play
did
before
Rome
last
have?
play, I
Fucking 12?
wanted
How
to try
many?
to get us back in range, and I felt that they were gaining depth on the defense, and I knew Loveland was about to pop out after he got out in his nudge block, and just tried to give him a runner's ball and keep upfield shoulder and let him get as much as he could to be able to get us in field goal range, and Cairo missed by very, very, very small. So I think in that execution of that 911 or whatever hurricane situation, I think we just don't have the daggone penalty before.
You didn't get as much from the running game as you had the previous 2 days.
Yep.
Was it
You didn't run.
or did you guys just was it something else?
Yeah, I mean, let's give credit to those guys over there. They came out and played a hell of a game. They made the plays when they needed to, and I think that's what it comes down to. It's a hell of a team over there. I know their record doesn't necessarily show it, but that's a. I mean, they've
Swift
been
and Monungai had 18
championship
carries
games,
total
playoff
between
games,
them.
and things like that. And that game today was one of those games where they got to come out and try and win this game. And we didn't execute the plays that we needed to at the right moments, and they did.
You talked this season about getting that first down. It seems like when you guys got a first down or two, you had some rhythm, but when
We break down the tape every Thursday.
Yeah, I think even in those
TapeNeverLies.com. Sign up, become a patron.
And
you'll get the
multiple
best
times where,
breakdown as
first
a
or second
whole. We're
play
not just
didn't
looking at the quarterback.
keep
We're
us
going to
on
look at
track
the
or whatever the case
O-line,
may be. We
the
gotta
tight
find ways to
end,
get
the
back on
whole
track and
route
either get the first
progression,
down, or if it's second
the
down
coverage,
and
and
long, we gotta
why.
find a way to get down a third down and short and things like that. So I think that comes down to
This
me.
doesn't
and it
leave
comes down to
any
us as players
stone
catching knife or
unturned for truth.
runs and just bulldozing and getting forward and falling forward and things like that to be able to get as many yards and dirty yards as we can to be able to stay in more manageable situations, instead of being in some longer third downs or second downs and things like that.
You talked about red zone, we talked about penalties for weeks now. Coaches believe kind of you are what you emphasize, and you guys emphasize it.
Yep.
Why do you think it's not changing?
I think we got to emphasize it more. I think
On to
I think that's what
Cincinnati.
it comes down to. I think being able to emphasize it more. I think being able to
We're on
talk
to
about it more,
Cincinnati.
figure it out, is where we're at. Just find a solution on why, and find a solution to stop it, because it's hurting us as an offense and as a team.
Back to the interception. You saying the throw just didn't get there fast enough, or what were you saying?
Yeah. I didn't. It was just
Ryan
he
Pohl's
undercut
draft
the
looking
the
strong.
route, and I could have
Strong.
let him farther out in front. instead of trying to give him a shot right here.
Bulls will draft a
You
kicker,
know, that's
third
you know,
next year.
He made a great break on the play. Just unfortunate where we were on the field in the situation.
On the touchdown drive you hit that screen to DeAndre into pressure. What happened there to spring that loose?
Yeah, coach made a great call. You know, ended up making a check, and then you know, from there everybody just did their job, and you know, everybody loves, you know, screens into pressure. I think doing a good job just selling it like we're, you know, normal drop back or anything like that, and then, you know, find a way to get a good ball to Swift and let him go make play.
Caleb, what are you noticing with the 2-minute drive? Because obviously you guys were so successful at that earlier in the season. We're probably talking something different if it wasn't for the intentional grounding today. What about that part of the offense needs to change?
I think the intentional grounding was atrocious. You see the outbreak late. No other team gets that call. Drew Brees must have done this 5,000 times. It points to the fucking guy.
I think in
no flag.
We're on the same page, and the penalty.
Fucking today.
You know, put us back. You know, pretty far in that moment, and I think there was 40 seconds on the clock in that situation or so, and just being able to find a way to be on the same page and
the
deliver
biggest
a good ball,
fucking
you know, with the pressure.
Brainless thing is the fucking non-OPI on Hopkins. It just has to be called. There's no way around it.
A lesson for myself is find just throughout the week, practice week.
Can you imagine being so dumb?
Even in games, if you know the momentum or
I can't even.
We got to find a way to get in.
I don't even know where this fucking ass clown is even talking about.
And I think I can do a better job with that, helping out and leading these guys. Awesome. Thank you, the best.
Ninos, I've never seen someone more football illiterate than you. I don't know how many goalposts you're going to move.
It's not just football illiterate, Phil. It's just illiterate in general. You can't even carry on a conversation with Ninos.
You don't have any kind of aptitude for this, bro. It's no offense. I got to keep it 100 with you. What are you, generational talent, generational hall? What is it that you're talking about? Today, what I saw was fucking penalty after penalty affecting this football team, just sloppiness, no energy, soft. Now, you can make the excuses. Well, they didn't have their top defensive backs in. Well, I'll tell you what, Jaquan Brisker sucks. Absolutely. Terrible. Just doesn't understand football. He's one of those guys that is a rotational guy that comes in and can make a play for a team. His career arc is this way, and he's starting for you. He's not a tone setter. He's just a guy that runs his fucking mouth and doesn't make a fucking impactful play. That's what you have starting there. Your defensive line, you're lining up off sides. You're missing tackles. There's no fucking sign of a pass rush. You're looking at the offense, Ben Johnson's play calls. Now, we're fresh off the game, so I can't even remember the first red zone trip, but none of it felt attacking the goal line. It all felt gimmicky. Then they get back again after moving down the field where Caleb, the generational talent, is moving and throwing, and then we get a false start on Loveland. So instead of 3rd and 1, it's now 3rd and 6. It's just constant. Tooney's false start. Then the phantom Tooney false start, which wasn't there. Oh, look who else is back, Shane. Your boy, EJ's back, Shane.
Yeah, EJ's been quiet for a long time. That's fine.
What do I handle Caleb with kid gloves?
EJ,
bro?
Nobody is Rome. EJ, Rome is 78th.
Rome does it himself.
Catches. He's a top 10 pick, but you can go ahead and call. Let's just say EJ is right about Caleb. Let's just say that. You're right about Caleb, EJ. But now you can't bring up facts with Rome. Go listen to what Rome said in the locker room today, EJ, where he held himself accountable. Is he lying about that? I mean, I'm not going to bring up your Justin Fields points from before because that would be embarrassing, right?
How's
We're not going to
Justin
talk
looking?
those up. It's fine.
How's Justin looking?
There's blame on Caleb's plate. There's blame on Rome's plate. There's blame on Ben Johnson's plate. There's a lot of blame on Ryan Poles' plate. Nobody looked the part today. Nobody.
100%. That was my rant. But we have to take into account the EJs and Ninos of the world that are they want one identified person to blame, and it's got to be Caleb.
But
the next thing will be his sexuality. The next thing will be the painted nails. The next joke you make will be the last joke you make. All of them aren't funny. They're not true. It's pathetic. You can try to flip around your words and that what you said versus what you meant. All of it is pathetic. As a coach, somebody that stands in front of the screen and puts his name to it, I have been right more than all of it. And today, this is a coaching problem. Young coach didn't have his team prepared. Game plan was skewed away from the run game. And you paid for it. No one could justify, 4 carries
in the first
Swift
half
into the middle
third.
of the third quarter.
He got his 5th in the middle of the third, yeah.
Middle of the third.
But Phil, between Monangai and Swift, they had 18 carries today.
And I see an offensive line just allowing guys to run into the backfield. And fans aren't recognizing, well, it's just like the statistical manipulation of time per pass. Well, last time I checked, a clock, stopwatch, snap, free runner, scramble, running, scrambling, throws, completed, up 4.1 seconds. Well, he had to because he had to scramble out. Do you see how manipulative stats are? All I know is what I see. The identity went out the window and you fell on your fucking face in the red zone. You should have been running Swift. Then action off of it. No, bubble. Let's run a bubble screen. Let's run our wide receiver at running back. This shit is getting old. Doesn't work. And the drops are inexcusable. You see, I'll say this to you. You sign a contract and you get big money to do one thing. Really, ultimately, two. Go out there and fucking block your ass off and catch the fucking ball. When you get shots in your chest cavity to make a play for your team and you drop it, you've broken the contract, bro. Don't care how anybody wants to turn this. It was an awful game. All around. And where you want to put the blame, I just keep it 100 with you. The quarterback is lower. You want to put it on Ryan Poles, and you can. It's atrocious. Fucking
you can, Phil, and
injured soft players. We're going to surprise everybody. Get this guy fast linebacker that Phil and Shane said, well, he looks sucky, like a special teams guy that you basically can pick up from New Orleans getting cut.
That he can't even dress.
Can't even be fucking dressed. Ozzie Trapillo, average right tackle, drafted in the fucking second round because you whiffed on the first round. In the second round, you had to get a receiver. Had to get this fucking tight end, EJ. Tell you what, that kid can play. What is he playing with his cock and balls? It's fucking atrocious out there. It's average. Can do that with anybody. Now, where he could go is up to him, but it ain't getting done on a day like today. That's when you need players to step up. And to Shane's point, which is a great one, you would think your coach would have devised some stuff up to threaten with the tight end in the red zone. It's just not there. The other team does it, though.
But I just don't understand how you're investing that high of a pick into a guy that you're just not going to incorporate into the game plan. And then somebody's it might have been, I don't know. Somebody in the chat said, "Oh, Caleb doesn't like throwing to tight ends." What? It just they make shit up. When the Bears win, it's because it doesn't have anything to do with the quarterback. And when the Bears lose, everything is on the quarterback. That's just the way. That's the nature of the beast. But guys, we know who's in the chat. We know who shows up. Everybody knows when the Bears lose. And if Caleb didn't play a good game, the chat is going to be ripe with the same old bullshit. The same old bullshit. Now Justin Fields is being praised for the game today because the Jets finally won one.
They won?
Yeah, they did. They won.
They came back and won?
They did.
Holy shit.
Which, hey, shout out to the Jets and Nick Mangold and all of that. That's horrible. 41 years old. Rest in peace. Sad story there. But it's just, Phil, when they win, everybody gets overrated in fans' viewpoints. And when the Bears lose, everybody fucking sucks. I've said it 1,000 times. There's no middle ground. None. If the Bears had Saquon Barkley playing the way that Saquon Barkley has played the last handful of weeks, Bears fans would say that he sucks. They would.
Right.
That's how fucking lost most of them are. It's embarrassing. I will never understand it. Everybody wants to have a gotcha moment. Everybody. EJ, whomever comes in the chat. That's what it's all about. Oh, I'm gonna go needle and prod Phil and Shane because they're pro Caleb. Go do it on X, bro. That's the entirety of your existence there is nickel and diamond shit. I'm talking about Bears fans everywhere. You're not a fucking Bears fan. You're more interested in being right about something in the moment. That's what it is. It's embarrassing. And if they go out and Caleb puts up 360 and 4 touchdowns, then they're a Caleb fan until the Bears lose next week. And then he sucks and he paints his nails and he cries. Yeah, exactly. Mike's right. Did he look unhealthy on the screen?
I don't get it.
Here's a novel concept. How about if DeAndre Swift, who's your identity, isn't healthy and ready to go, you have somebody else up in his place, ready to go. But no, we have Monungai and Travis Homer as our backups because Roshan is hurt all the time and essentially useless as an NFL football player. That's how the Bears are. They're very short-sighted. You think that they're going to bring in defensive linemen this week? You would think. I would have thought that they would have brought in a couple during the season, maybe even over the bye week. Did they? Nope. Everybody's sitting back thinking that Austin Booker's going to come in here and just fucking come out of nowhere and light the fucking league on fire. Is he going to hurt it? No. Go back and watch Austin Booker last year, Phil. What happened if his primary speed off the line didn't work? He got washed out of the fucking play almost all the time. And by the way, in 2024, he had an explosive preseason, just like he did this year. You're not good enough up front. You're not.
Sad that we have to go through this to like rearrange it so you're not in a ignorant state, we'll call it, because listen, for those of you looking for answers and really wanting them, this is Ben Johnson's first time being a head coach and Caleb's first time in this offense. This is essentially Caleb's rookie year. Last year was the negligent year, one with which was done by GM Ryan Poles. Like, you have to look at this in regards to anything you would do or think about with your job or your house or your home or your, your, what is those, a condominium, HA, housing fee, however you can incorporate it into your own personal life. You go to a situation which is unhealthy and terrible, and you play through that and put up the numbers that you did. You've proved not only, despite even all the narratives that he didn't study, he's playing video games and all this, whatever the fuck, doesn't care, didn't want to be with the Bears. Who the fuck wants to be with the Bears coming out of college based on what they've done with quarterback and coach and offensive coordinators? Just go through the list. So I have to put this into perspective for you because I've been around football for a long time and I know culture is the number one priority for every young quarterback coming into the league. And I'm just looking at the culture here turning around despite the 50 to 60 whiffs from the GM who should not even be your GM, should be gone.
Oh my God. I'm just going to ban this dude for this dumb
guy
comment.
Should be Captain Crunch of bullshit. So you keep this coach last year. We saw what transpired. You saw how the team did. Then all the stories come out how pathetic Eberflus is. Caleb lights up the Cowboys this year under Ben, and you're taking steps forward and steps back. This is a natural progression, right? It just is. Goes to Washington, beats Jaden Daniels. Goes last week. They beat them. They beat the Raiders, and they're doing it as a team. It's just the reality of the way the game is. Today, though, something in the team looked completely pathetic. Looked like they weren't ready to play. I'm trying to find the right word, and I can't find it, but they just didn't look ready.
They didn't.
No fire.
They didn't look bought in that this was a critical game. Go back to Wednesday night, Phil. Well, I was the only one on the panel that picked the Bears to lose.
Yep,
this
you
game
were
picked the
right.
Bears to lose 27-21 because I'm still in prove it mode. I understand you went out there and they won big games. I get it. They're not good enough to take anybody for granted, let alone, I don't give a shit if it's a team led by Snoop Huntley. I don't. We've lived this life forever. And I don't care that Ben Johnson is here. All of that matters. The Bears are not good enough to dismiss anyone. They aren't. What I don't see with the Bears, I just see, I don't want to say laziness. I don't see their RPMs going when they need to be going all the time. That, all right, it's critical. We gotta go. We gotta go 110% here. There's too many lazy routes. There's too many layups that Caleb can misfire on. All of it, all the way around. And to me, that is something that Ben Johnson, and listen, I understand there's a lot going on in year one of a new coaching regime, and there's going to be a lot of these guys that are here this year that won't be here next year because Ben's really going to put his stamp on the team in 2026. But I don't see the team that's on edge and they're like the pit bull that's on a chain that is fighting to get away from it and wants to be able to run. The Bears are the team. It's like, all right, yeah, in spots, that's cool. You can chain me up, though. I'm good. I'll take a breather over here. We'll get you next down. That bothers me. And I understand the defense is undermanned. I get it. They're undermanned in talent.
100%. You have no pass rush here. None. And every time I turn around, someone's on the ground hurt. There's not a dog in the bunch. Deo's the type of guy that'll go to fucking Detroit after you cut him and he becomes a fucking quality player.
Or he'll make one play, Phil, and the idiots will come to a TTNL chat and say, "Oh, remember when Phil and Shane were dogging Deo? And look what he just did for Detroit." That's the shit that's toxic right there. Honestly, there's people that grew up rooting for the Bears. I just don't think that EJ's got it. No fire. I think that people are Bears fans. They're just not invested. They're more invested in proving somebody right. Just like the fucking generational label. You can have all the fucking talent in the world, Jamarcus Russell, and it's up to you and people around you to get it out of you. And you can say, well, if you're that talented, shouldn't you be able to rise above it? Yeah, and he has. If you don't think that Caleb Williams rose above all of the bullshit from last year, or if you don't think that the kid is talented, then it's fine. Don't watch our content because you truly don't know football. You just don't. I know no other way to put it. You're not bought in. You didn't like the kid from jump for reasons that I would be willing to guess are non-football related. And that is fine. If that is where you're at, that is your God-given right. Go right the fuck to town. I don't give a fuck. But if you're in our chat room, I'll call it out and I'll fucking talk about it. Nobody on this roster is playing above board each and every week. Nobody. None of them are. Joe Tooney probably had his worst game as a Bear today.
100%.
There's a lot of blame to go around, but everybody wants to think that it's number 18 and that if you put in Tyson or you trade for Justin Fields, you bring him back, or you get back in the 2026 draft and draft another guy. It's everybody's grasping at fucking straws. Everybody. Guess what? Ben Johnson came here. Breaking news. For what? Because of Caleb Williams. He did. He had a chance to go to Washington and get any quarterback that he wanted, not named Caleb Williams. He bypassed them. Don't fucking forget that. He didn't come here just for the money. He was getting paid anywhere he went. Fact.
The reality of what I see is football is a team game. And when your team is lackadaisical, lacks fire, lacks that kind of desire to win at all costs, it's lacking in motivation. Somebody needs to set the tone. When you hear the talk in the locker room and it goes on deaf ears, you're not buying in. And today was a day where they looked like they were sleepwalking and nobody stepped up. And one of the fans, I lost the comment, but you saw it against the Saints. Like, they didn't play, but they had fire. They didn't play their best, but they had a fire to it. And you could see them going out there and winning the game, creating turnovers. The offense is always going to be behind the defense, especially when you're putting it in. It's week now 7, right? And Ben, to me,
week 8, we've had our bye week.
Sorry, week 8, but the 7th game. And Ben, to me, dropped the ball because, as Mike V said, Swift looked fucking perfectly fine on the screen. He looked perfectly fine running over people to the end zone. Ben went away from the identity of what has been working, and that's the run game and setting the tone. And it speaks into the middle of the third quarter that your running back that has been really setting the tone for your offense is only getting his 5th carry in the game. To me, the Ravens came out here desperate for a win, played with a desire and a passion and a bully's mentality, as one of the fans put it in the chat, a maturity that the Bears lacked. And when you have nutcases and complete immature football players like Jaquan Brisker out there, not making plays, but running your mouth. Like, I don't give a fuck. I love a guy that'll run his mouth and he's a fucking player and makes fucking plays. Don't be running your mouth and you fucking can't even fill an alley on toss coming your way. You're sitting there waiting like a little bitch. Like, come on. Get up there and take on the fullback and stuff the run. You're just sitting there waiting. That's your mentality. I'll play the pass. I won't fucking play the run. We're lucky we got this veteran safety in Byard.
Yeah. Jesus.
Telling you. Because this dude, get rid of him. I loved him coming out. I thought he was football bought in. Know he's bought into? Me. I'm a me guy. All of those me guys. Jalen Johnson, we don't even know where the fuck he is. Is he in Turks and Caicos? Has he tweeted anything out when the Bears are on a 4-game winning streak?
I don't even think Jalen Johnson was there for the team photo when they took that.
Another
I'm dead serious.
mean guy that Ryan Poles, honestly, is the biggest fucking fraud nightmare of the whole thing. And he's attached to us because of one general and muffin man thinks that somehow this guy is the biggest fraud in all of it. His whole rookie class could have had an opportunity to be starters and playmakers, and he whiffed. Monin guy's the only one out there showing any kind of upside in regards to where he's going. And listen, it's got to change. I don't know if Ben's going to fucking change it. He's the one who fucking wanted Loveland. So, to me, that's where the biggest problem lies. GM, today, the coach did not have his team prepared. They just played sloppy. And your special teams, fucking atrocious. I mean, how many kick returns are getting past the 35-yard line? How many? Oh, we got that fucking Travis Homer back. I'll tell you that. He's fucking helping you. He's helping you. Kyler Gordon, we paid him. We paid Jalen. How much money is in Jalen and Gordon's hands sitting in the fucking back patio playing fucking video games? Don't know. All I can say is a lot. It's just all levels. This is a whole team loss. You're putting it on the quarterback. You're doing it fucking wrong.
That's like, I know Spaceman Cometh got pissed off at me when I said that. What I said to learn the game. That's my overall fucking point. Is you cannot look at any fucking football game. Any coach will tell you this. Any fucking player will tell you this. I'm not defending Caleb Williams when I say this. You cannot put it all on like if the guy goes out and throws fucking 4 picks and has 4 fumbles, all right, that's completely different. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's so much. Is it an excuse that the Bears are depleted on defense? Sure, it's an excuse. It's also a big reason. Would the Bears be better if Jalen and Kyler and Tyreek were out there? Of course they would. Yes, they would. They'd be better. But it's everywhere. I mean, is Drew Dahlman good?
No.
He's highly suspect. But nobody's going to talk about that because you're only and I'm not saying you, Spaceman. I'm talking about most people are they're only interested in fucking stats. That's why, I got to see Caleb pass for 360 or I'm not happy because my fantasy football team. There's more to football than that. Way more. That's what I mean when I say learn the game. We both said Caleb needs to play better. We understand that. Drew Dahlman needs to play better. Our left tackle, I think he anchors better than Braxton Jones. Is he a given to be your left tackle next year? He shouldn't be.
It's just sad, bro. I look at this team and it's exactly what we're saying. We're keeping it real. Everything. And then you add the referees. And I am a coach. I'm telling you, even last night in our first loss of the season, we play a great team, Shane, not taking anything away from them. But there's 4 calls that are questionable. And there's a 5th no call against us. I got footage of my son getting fucking torn in the face and a face mask and not called, but a hold called. It should have been offsetting. This kind of shit determines the outcome and the flow of a game. And if you think that it doesn't happen and that you can't make excuses with the refs, because blah, 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 then you don't know. You're just playing fantasy. That play on Hopkins, as bad as we're talking about how the Bears' energy was, that's the game. That's the fucking game.
And
it is. It's not the interception.
Nuke Hopkins knew that he got away with it. So did Lamar. 100%. That's why they were laughing on the sideline.
Can't get away with that shit. We're talking about a league that sat there for 17 replays of that Oz catch, fumble, whatever. And not one of them talks about the helmet to helmet. The whole protection in the NFL. This dude fucking drops the crown of his helmet right into this motherfucker's face mask.
But Phil, that's
not even called.
And the TV announcers never said anything.
That's what I'm saying. They don't even point it out because we got to protect everybody. Then J.J. Watt, and I love J.J. Watt, but to sit there and be a broadcaster, that's a tough catch. Rome Odunze on the sideline with right in his chest cavity with his hands like this is not a tough catch. It is a catch
we've seen Rome drop multiple of that exact situation. Cole Kmet had one on the sideline. Same type of deal.
Yes.
Is there balls that Caleb should be better on? Yes. I get it. And listen, you could see the ball, the one that the Bears got illegal contact. It was on a 3rd down. Again, it wasn't against Rome, but the call was the guy defending Rome.
Yep.
You could see that as soon as Caleb came out, that ball came out hot and high. So that was on Caleb. They were lucky that they got the call. I get it. But there's plenty of them where Caleb has put the ball right into the fucking breadbasket and the play is not made. That's part of being a great quarterback, is having your guys make great plays. Have you ever watched a fucking baseball game when somebody pitches a no-hitter? Tell me if there's any defensive gems along the way where the shortstop makes a fucking amazing play or the center fielder brings one back over the fence and saves a fucking home run. That's part of it. It's complimentary football. That's the way that it happens. Caleb needs to be better. Rome needs to be better. Cole Kmet needs to be a lot better. Ben Johnson needs to figure out how to get these guys. When you were billed as getting guys, you have a top 10 pick that is doing almost nothing in week 8 in the NFL with a team that is struggling on offense. How is that right? Oh, Caleb doesn't like to throw to tight ends. You just made that up.
He doesn't like
You
to
made
throw
it up to try to
so
prove a
bad.
point. It drives me nuts. Listen, and I'm a Colston Loveland fan, but my God, Luther Burden, does he look, when he gets the ball in his hands, does he look like he has the potential to be special? Yes. Where the fuck is he?
Now he's hurt.
Now he's hurt.
Apparently. I have no idea how. Did anyone know how he got hurt in the head? But Steve Post 68, he's with me. It is a showcase of lack of discipline, and Ben's got to clean it up. Any reporting going against Caleb tomorrow and the now, Ben has to fucking hold this fucking team accountable. We're not going to tolerate the fucking false starts, the pre-snap penalties.
Listen, throw the ball to Loveland. He's got to be on the fucking field for it also.
He's got to get open.
Right. Where's the fucking packages where Colston Loveland is going to create the mismatch in the red zone for you? Where are the seam shots to Colston Loveland? They're not.
I haven't seen it. Honestly, I haven't seen it on tape either. I see him sitting
down. That's
down.
the fucking point, Phil, because this guy wants to blame. I bet you if I search his comment history, which I can do, I will guarantee you everything is against
bullshitting 431980.
Yeah, great.
He's 43 and born in 1980, ladies. He looks like he can coach with me, though. I need him on my sideline. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Mike's hitting it again. Where's the fucking fade routes to Colston?
Get him lined up on a safety.
Mismatch, right?
Yeah. It was listen, I like Colston. I wouldn't have taken him in the top 10 if I owned the Packers pick.
Never.
I just wouldn't put my name to a tight end. The only time I've ever mentioned a tight end. Well, I did like Pitts. I will say that. I thought Pitts.
I'm never taking one. It's just like everybody.
Brock Bowers was the guy that I thought was more than a tight end. He is a mismatching nightmare. Now, I know he got hurt, his knee, but I thought he could play receiver. You could line him up anywhere on your team, and his versatility was beyond anything I've ever seen. And his ability to adjust to balls was like he's a 6-foot receiver, but he's 6'6" and carries his body weight like a fucking Adonis. That's the only time I can honestly say you take a tight. I would have taken him that year. I wouldn't have taken. And I love Rome Odunze. He is my number one receiver. He has not played. He has played very good. The expectation is for him to be Devontae Adams, like take over games, make every fucking catch that comes your way, take names, block to the fucking whistle. Knock people out. Understand football angles. If you got an outside zone coming your way, they're asking you to set the edge, then you got to get your helmet to the fucking outside shoulder of that defender and fucking work and swing your ass that way. He doesn't do all the little things. None of them do. There has to be a standard. Ben came in here. Now there's a lot going on. So all these little things in the culture, as you're trying to find your identity, again, you went away from it. And thus the outcome for your offense is this pathetic showcase today. It is. So I don't care what anyone has to say. I know what I took away from this game was they weren't ready. They did not play determined. They didn't play with the passion. And everybody's at blame here. But if we're really being honest, a fucking, what do you call that? The pitchforks and fucking torches and all
if you
these
were a
people.
TTNL Network patron, we told you about that.
Well, Shane was the biggest Gadsden fan.
I'm not going to call Mike Huff out for saying that he shouldn't be drafted. I'm not going to do that, Mike.
But you should.
Right? It's fine.
Harbaugh's got him balling over there because he knows how to use a tight end. Ben hasn't gotten to the point where his identity has been found. I thought last week, I'm like, okay, big win. Team you should beat. Then you come out running the ball, icing the game. Don't care about stats. The only one that matters is the W. And you're saying all the right things. And then you come out flat as fuck.
Yes, Lucas. I'm very aware.
That's the whole point, Lucas. And if we're not mentioning or busting your balls,
Harp is right.
Really like you.
Harp is right. They wanted it more. The coaching staff wanted it more. Listen, do you think that John Harbaugh gave 2 fucks about what they did with Lamar Jackson? You know what he told his team? Fuck yeah, we'll play Huntley. We're not scared of the fucking Bears. They're the Bears. They're going to do what the Bears have done throughout their history.
100%. And he was right. The Bears fucking came out flat and played down to an opponent they should have won. They're going to regret this game later. You're going to have a lot of regrets. Probably impede you from making the playoffs. But
Mike,
the reality
I said that. I'm not wrong. I literally just said that we got outplayed. I'm not. Phil and I aren't up here to, guys, listen, we don't even talk before the fucking shows about what we're going to do. Ever. We react. And if we're wrong about something, it happens. Mike is right there. But yeah, Gadsden should have been on the Bears fucking board, even with Colston Loveland. That's why you never draft a fucking tight end top 10 when you're a 5-win team. Ever. It's roster building malpractice. And I would tell Ben Johnson that right to his face. It is. There's not another team in the league, and I've said it 100 times, that won 5 games that's drafting a fucking tight end in the top 10 as their fucking door prize.
We'll always live. Phil and Shane were right about that. We'll always live with that as we move forward. And I hate to say it. I hope Loveland proves us wrong. Seriously, it becomes the next fucking Antonio Gates. Like, that's when I think of tight ends that are fucking deserving of being drafted in the first round, let alone the top 10 of the first round. You think of guys that demand the ball and take over a fucking
Phil,
game.
we took Greg Olson, what, at 30 or 31?
31, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, because we lost in the Super Bowl, right? Yeah.
Yep.
But that's my point. It's just
It's a
and I don't give a fuck what you say about how the fucking draft fell. There was guys there, even at positions of need, that you would have been much further along with. And oh yeah, by the way, why is that? Because it was the deepest tight end class in recent history.
Could have had my boy Harold Fannin.
The Bears wanted who they deemed as the best one.
Fannin has
in a deep
played
crop
better than Loveland has easily. And I had him as my number one tight end.
Big touchdown today.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm
Completely uncovered. I mean, it didn't have a lot to do with skill. It was more the scheme. But yeah, I mean, hey, I'll take one of those.
He is a fucking versatile Antonio Gates like tight end that you can fucking game plan plays to make sure he's getting the ball because he's going to make the play for you. That's how I describe these things. And look at him.
And this is,
I can't do the if Lamar played, you don't know. He could have played like shit. That's why I never get into that shit.
Yeah, that's the NFL. And it's just like with this too. And listen, I'm not going to take anything away from Drake May. I'm not going to take anything away from the New England Patriots. But you can't look at their fucking schedule and not say that it's not set up very fucking nicely for them to be in the position that they're in. Yes, they beat Buffalo in Buffalo. That was a huge game for them. I understand it. And they're playing great. It's a part of it. Listen, I get it. But do you think that their head coach might be a little bit more of a disciplinarian that's been around the league as a head guy?
Has a little bit more experience.
A little bit more experience? Yeah.
Understanding how to fucking be a head coach? Yeah, I do. That's why I said pump the fucking brakes. We don't know who Ben Johnson is. This, to me, is a red flag because clearly, and I understand what we have at quarterback to be the best we've ever had at quarterback right now. I have no shame in saying it. I believe it. I believe all these haters are going to fucking be kowtowing that they always knew it, flip-flopping like little fucking trolls. The Ninos Brigade and how to move the goalposts. But my recognition of how to win with this team right now was through DeAndre Swift and this offensive line running the ball downhill. Ben Johnson went away from that and totally looked flat out there, the entire team. And no quarterback's going to be perfect. If you're looking for perfection and these fucking standard of numbers or whatever in year one with Ben, then you're just fucking completely oblivious to actual football. You're just, I don't know, throw any writer out there that covers the Bears. That's who's feeding you this shit. It's just not football realistic. And when people laugh and they say, okay, yeah, you know, yeah, I do know. I've proven it on video. I've proven it. Basically, Shane and I could have taken over this team 3 years ago and you'd be in a different fucking stratosphere. And that's where we're not there yet. And we'll see the story of players as they grow. There's nothing more I could say. Let's get to these super chats so we can get out of here. Ryan
Hop, 1441, $5. Stopped running. Ugly game, and these refs need investigating.
I agree.
It's every game. They see everything we do. And I mean, like on the false start on Joe Tooney, what moved?
They
fucking hair on the back of his neck. It's just
the fact that they controlled the call should be investigated.
It's
The
crazy.
fucking atrocious calls against the Bears are just awful.
Can't $4.99, guys. I got to disagree. Defense had them in that game, holding Baltimore to mostly field goals, but offense did not capitalize when it was a one-score game. We lost 30-16.
Our defense did not play well today, but you're not completely wrong.
Right. Yes, sir. Ahmed, $1.99. What happened in the final minute of the game? Yeah, it was.
We're all wondering, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, it just.
He should have ran out of bounds.
If you're not 100% positive you're getting into the end zone, you got to get out.
Got to jump out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just jump.
Steve G, $4.99. In summary, the Bears are still the Bears. Everyone sucked. I will say that special teams, particularly field position, is so fucking bad. We'd after we
hate
listen.
Hightower.
When the Bears came back and they scored the Swift touchdown, I tweeted out immediately, this is the biggest play of the game. Next is the kickoff. You can't get gashed and give them a short field. And it's exactly what they fucking did. It was 41 or 42 yards.
Yeah, pathetic.
Yeah, and it's just
gets around the fucking edge.
When you say that the Bears
Where's
are
Travis
the Bears,
Homer?
Yeah.
Fucking pathetic.
Lawrence Chrisman, $5. I refuse to argue with people that hate Caleb and not watch football. Clearly, this is an overall loss. And Caleb did play, but the team played horrible. Yeah, and he's part of it. Totally understood. But everybody wants there to be one sole issue. And that's why I say learn the game, because it's not. And I'm not saying that to you, Lawrence, at all. But I'm just saying to everybody, when you want to make it a one-player issue, it's very rarely, if ever, is that at the core of the issue. I mean, are all the pre-snap penalties on the offensive line, or are those all Caleb? Are the encroachment penalties on Caleb? Who wasn't holding their breath on 3rd and 5 or on 4th and 5 when Baltimore came out and showed like they were going to go for it, and then they were clearly in the mode of trying to pull the Bears off? I'm like, they're going to jump. They're going to jump. They're going to jump. They never did, thankfully, but that was my thought
very
process. Very
undisciplined. They really are.
Andy Spencer, $20. The red zone first 2 drives should have been touchdowns. If we converted this game, would have been over. We left points on the board. The Ravens would have thrown a couple of picks because it had forced the Ravens to throw the ball. Yeah, you want to put Tyler Huntley in a position where he has to go back there and sling it. So you're right. But that's where it comes back to it being a team game. Caleb missed some. Rome needs to put in full effort on a massive 3rd down play. Massive. Pontruvia Sweezy, $4.99. Didn't catch the game today, but glad I didn't get to experience such a clown show live. We still have the opinion that Puskaski needs to sell. Yeah, and I mean, listen.
God. We hope he sells.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh, and get going.
What do you guys think about Declan Doyle?
I don't think anything about him.
Yeah,
he's just doing nothing.
He's a young guy, and I don't know doing what we're doing here. I mean, it's like it would be like somebody from
Ben Johnson is calling the plays.
The offense. Yeah, it'd be like somebody
Declan
saying
is helping.
Yeah, it's like somebody trying to get excited about when the Bears hired Matt Nagy. He wasn't the true he was OC in label or in title.
Right.
But it was the Andy Reid show. So listen, I think he's a bright young guy, and he's going to get hired away from somebody at some point. Just, I mean, what is he, 28 years old? But it's hard to sit here and for me to say.
I don't think anything about him.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're saying.
Mo says this team can't be a winning team because they're soft. And they should have went out there and been able to punch Baltimore in the face.
It's probably one of the worst games I've ever watched.
Yeah.
It went by so fast.
Yeah.
They can't wrap up, can't make a play.
Ethan Kotz, $5. Shane and Phil, you two are the only voices speaking. Reason and the amount of people not wanting to listen is annoying.
Trust me.
Appreciate
I feel the annoyance.
$4.99. Nicholas Vicens. 99% of these fans on here do not watch tape, and even if they did, they wouldn't know what they're even looking at. And that's what we're trying to show you. If Caleb Williams goes out and makes an egregious play, Phil's not going to overlook it on tape. We'll just say that. You can't. It doesn't work that way. Bear Truth, $9.99. Do you still see any chance of a weight move?
A trade?
I'm always looking. It's not just trades. I'm claiming pass rushers that are on practice squads. I keep on saying the name Braden Swinson, who the Bears were interested in the draft. They didn't draft him. New England did. He's on their practice squad. What do you have to lose? Bring him in. And if you don't think he's good enough, then you cut him and you move on.
That's what they keep doing, Cam Fry.
Oh, but they wanted more. They wanted more interceptions. Yep. Now today you got one. You can't happen. Can't happen. Yeah. Funkster Jones. Hey, Phil and Shane. Does Ben think that Caleb is ready to take the next step, and that's why he goes away from the run? I mean, that's just bad football. That's just bad football coaching. If that's you should not. If the run game is working, you should never go away from it. I don't give a shit who your quarter. I mean, go ask Patrick Mahomes. If they're eating on the ground, do you think Patrick Mahomes gives two shits? That keeps your defense fresh, and that's good for everybody.
I think that's it for today, Shane. A disappointing loss by the Chicago Bears on the road.
Just Gervon, I'm not rethinking being a Bears fan after today. I'm not built that way. I'm not, like I said, I'm a ride or die with the Bears, no matter how bad it gets. I'm never leaving. So
never leaving, always getting punished. That's the sign of a Bears fan. Gets a little frustrating, to say the least, to watch how this stuff goes down.
He meant the Darnell Wright move, not the trade move. Darnell to left.
Now that Braxton is placed on IR, I don't know that they would be willing to do that yet.
Yeah. Well, then you're really creating two holes, because you really don't know what you're going to get with Ozzie at right tackle, and then it's going to be a question mark for how Darnell, would adjust to being left tackle. I think you have to maintain with where you're at right now, but you can't say,
Me too.
You can't say, we have the Canadian
we have
Eagle,
our future left tackle.
Yeah,
no.
can't do that. We live that life.
Yeah,
with Braxton.
Well, I think that's it, man. The Bears drop a game I thought they should have won. I wanted to address that one fan, but we left that comment. How it wasn't a game we should have won. Yeah, it is. The Ravens are 1-5 going into this game. They're playing with their backup quarterback, and you go out there and piss down your pants. That's how I see it. There was no determination or fire from your football team. They came out flat all around and didn't make the plays that were necessary to be made. The officials had a hand in it. The special teams, the head coach, the quarterback, everybody. And it all went snowballed, and it became what it ended up being. Even at the very end, it's the most embarrassing red zone I've ever seen. Now, I believe 100% in my heart that Caleb got in on the quarterback sneak and the ref fucked it up. You could watch it on the replay above. He definitely gets in, but there's no time for them to review it because you don't have any timeouts. They should have reviewed it on the field by the league, should have called down and reviewed it to make sure he was in, stopping the clock, but they didn't. It's just another showcase of this fucking NFL and some of the questionable things that transpire in it. Today, though, Bears lose to the Ravens in a miserable game that we'll look back on that you should have won this football game. And forget who said it. He's not wrong. Those first two drives, go and score touchdowns, and you set the tone and momentum for the entire game, forcing them out of what it is they want to do and putting Huntley in a position to have to win that game, which he would have failed. And I just know that. Instead, he became the game manager and finding wide open players down just over and over. Over and over.
I hear you.
But Shane.
Well, we will be live tomorrow night on CHGO After Dark talking about this debacle. Big Steve Edwards will be live immediately after, right around 9:30 p.m. East. I don't think that there's anything scheduled so far for TTNL on Tuesday. Wednesday night, as always, Keeping It 100 goes live 8:30 p.m. East, where we'll be taking the final look back at this game, looking ahead to Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals, and we'll dive into maybe some trade deadline scenarios as that is quickly approaching here.
Sports mockery, Shane.
November 4th.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
The whispers have begun.
Yeah.
And they might be hard to stop. It's almost time for the uncomfortable Caleb Williams conversation.
Well, that's Dave, the aggregator. I just saw he works for Sports Mockery, the one that has, 45,000 followers on X, and then he follows like one person. Yeah, he's the
Prince.
Yeah, David Prince.
God.
That's him. Yeah, he works for
still
Sports
around.
Mockery. Yeah, it's embarrassing, but whatever. He gets paid for it because he's got so many followers that he pays for. And I mean, he linked a thing to NFL Insider tells everybody the Bears' true target in the trade market, and then he sets the link for you to click on it.
Yeah,
like you're going to hear the NFL Insider say specifically who the player is. You click on the link and it takes you to David Prince's show. So you have to scrub through the whole thing if you want to find it, and then it gets him. That's how these guys work.
Oh, I see.
Dave does know shit about football. He's a master aggregator, and that gets clicks on X by doing the shit that he does, and that's fine. I'm just whatever is what it is. But Thursday night, Cars Keys will be back live at 8:30 p.m. East. Phil will be breaking down the tape Thursday for our patrons over at thetapeneverlies.com, and where he will show you exactly what is right, what is wrong, and what needs to be worked on. And then that'll take us right into the weekend where we get Bears on the road once again versus the Cincinnati Bengals. So that'll be another tough game. If you don't think that Bears didn't do good against Snoop Huntley, you say what you want about Joe Flacco, he can still throw that deep ball. And they have some weapons on the outside, so you better be getting healthy in the secondary, or it's gonna be a long game for you in Cincy. But anyways, appreciate all you guys for showing up. Bears take one on the chin, move to 4-3.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.